Hey there, and welcome to the Kuroshi Rider, where we're actually tackling the rider. And first up, I'm just going to be blocking everything in as ever, but I'm going to try and do this one as a green, red, black tone for the leathers, because I want to try something a little bit different again. So first up, I'm going to block everything in my traditional heavy charcoal for doing these kind of black tones, but then I'm going to dry brush that up with a dark green, and then I will dry brush that with a red before knocking everything back with a black ink, so that all of the leathers have got this high contrast, well, not high contrast, low contrast tonal quality, where, I don't know if you know this, but when you have primary colours or complementary colours or clashing colours depending on your perspective and what tones you use, where you lay red over green, the green will actually make the red stronger and brighter, so you can introduce richness to your colour by laying these different colours either side by side, like purple and yellow, or orange and blue, red and green. They're your classic primary complementary or primary secondary complementaries. These colours used in the wrong tones, however, they do clash. Like other classic clashes are yellow and pink, or not yellow and pink, orange and pink. That's a classic clash. So the aim of putting the green over the top of the black and then the red over the top of that is to introduce a tonal range where you have the sort of green recesses, but also the green reinforcing the quality of the red. So I'll get the charcoal done, I'll get the green done, and I will show you what I've done there, and then I will introduce the red to it so you can see kind of how the green and the red work with one another. So here is our Kuroshi Rider with the green layer, and you'll see I've slathered it on pretty thickly, just leaving dark grey in the recesses. I just turned light on and I've noticed that there's the odd little flash where there's a bit of silver shining through, which really irks me. This is what I see on just on that one little hole on there. Grrr. So I'm just going to quickly apply the red, which I'll just dry brush over, and I'm just going to use not an extra opaque red in this case. I'm going to use the Game Colour Gory Red, and I'll catch you in just a second so you can see that before I put a black ink on it. Yeah, but then this is the red applied, and I hope you can kind of see that it intensifies the red by having that contrast with the green. Also, you see I've been very slipshod with applying it. I'm not even trying to get an even coat, in all honesty. It's a pseudo dry brush, wet brush kind of affair, and it kind of makes it look brown, but it just gives a real nice high contrast effect. So next up, I'm just going to knock all of this back with black ink wash, as is my wont. But before doing that, I'll just give it probably a light, it'll probably end up pink. I'll mix the dregs of the red with some white. Dry brush, just give it that light, high contrast effect, and give some depth to the paintwork just by applying the black ink. So I did apply a pink dry brush, wet dry brush over the whole mini before I applied the black ink, and this just gives me my nice sort of deep tonal quality. So the leathers are basically painted. In the highlighting phase I only need to do like a tier of final highlights, and I feel like this is coming out well. Also I like the way everything is actually looking. I do need to touch in that little divot on her scythe there, where it's still got a bit of metal shining through, which is pretty irritating. But it's a good place to be starting from, I think. So next up, I'm just going to apply the warm grey to all the areas which are going to be going red, and then I'll be done with this phase of painting. So I'll catch you in a mo with that all done. So here's all the areas which are going to go red, blocked in. I've done the zips down the front, the hemline, bottom edge of the jacket, and the back there as well as the helmet. And I noticed that in the pictures she's got a grey mouth, but I I say mouth guard, sort of front muzzle of the helmet if you like, but mine's going to be red apparently because, yeah, I seem to have lost the ability to think and use a paintbrush properly, so I'm just going to block this in red, and then this one will be ready for the highlighting, I think, or finishing off, rescuing, saving. It's pretty frustrating. I'm going to have I've had an off couple of days painting, and I need to have a good couple of days because I want it to look good on the bike rather than have the bike looking good and then the rider that looks like a pile of cack. So I'll crack on with that and I'll be back in a mo with her ready for the highlighting phase. We have it then all ready to go on the highlighting phase. I'm not going to base tone in any of the greys because that'll happen in the highlighting phase. Just because the grey scales will be a difference in the highlighting process rather than putting in a base tone here. Overall, it's a beginning, that's the main thing. And I want to paint out when I'm in more of a... try and catch myself in a good mood. The only thing I will point out is I put another layer of red just over the blade of the scythe so that I can then use that as the base tone. And it's got quite a lot of variegation in it already. So cool mini or not, you decide. Hope this is all helping you to decide whether or not you might want these miniatures for yourself, and also whether the JSA army pack is worth your while. So thank you for watching, have a good one, take care, bye bye.